Hi, I'm David Malloy, and this is part of our Inner Circle series. And today we're going to be talking with Jody Williams, my good friend, and the head of BMI in Nashville, about if you're a young artist or a young songwriter and you want to make a career out of this, and you've got some questions and things. So I've got a list of questions that I've made out to ask Jody, and we'll get started. Jody, thanks for doing this with us today.
My pleasure.
Okay, we'll get right into it. First of all, what does BMI do, and why do songwriters or young artists need BMI?
Well, BMI, our primary reason for being is to collect money from the users of music and pay that money back to the songwriters who write those songs and the publishers who own those songs. So, radio stations, television stations, shopping malls, restaurants, bars, any place that's where money is changing hands and music is a part of the scene, that's a licensable entity in BMI's world. So they need a radio station, for instance, pays us an annual fee to play any song that BMI licenses, and television station the same way, bars and restaurants the same way. We take that money and what we do is we log radio stations and we log TV stations to find out how many times the songs were played, and we create a rate per play that goes along with that, and then we quarterly pay songwriters and publishers for those performances.
Okay, great. Now, I know about BMI, and I've been with BMI personally since I was, I think, 18 years old, so yeah. I'm a lifer myself. But can you say, look, BMI, and we know there's ASCAP, and then there's CSAC.
Right.
So why should I be a BMI?
Well, let me back up just a little bit and just say that in this country, this is the only country in the world where there's 3 performing rights organizations.
Uh-huh.
In most other countries, there's just 1 organization. But in this country, we've got 3, so writers have a choice, and there's a healthy competition between the 3 organizations. Mm-hmm. And so we are all vying for songwriters and trying to increase our market share so that we can collect more money. The more market share we have, the more money we're able to collect from the users of music, and the better off our writers and publishers are. So that's a unique thing about this country and performing rights. We think that BMI is the best because for a number of different reasons, just very consistent payments, mm-hmm. Very consistent help that we're able to offer young songwriters at the front end of their career. We're also there in the middle of their career, when they're on the mountaintop, and we're also there at the end of their career when they have retired. I promise. I'm not worried about you. But we have to serve all the writers, no matter what age they are and where they are in their career. Okay. So my department, what we do is we're the ones that go out and recruit and try to sign the new writers and recording artists who are songwriters themselves, and we try to help them meet publishers. We try to help them meet record companies, managers. We're sort of like Switzerland. We're not a record company. So
you're kind of a manager in a way without being a manager.
We're a manager in a way.
You can help connect dots for them.
We help connect dots, but we're not. When you sign to BMI, you allow us to collect your performing rights income for a period of 2 years. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. Mm-hmm. You're just assigning that right to us. Uh-huh. So, and usually when a writer signs with BMI, it's the longest lasting professional relationship that they have in their whole career. They usually sign when they start out, and they stay with us their entire career. Mm-hmm. And so that's a unique thing about what we do, because we see writers at the beginning of their career. If a writer has a couple of hits and then he loses his publishing deal, he usually calls us at BMI to say, "Hey, tell me what's going on out there. Who should I be talking to get my next publishing deal?" Right. And then we help them meet other other publishers to get another publishing deal if it's in the cards for them. Right.
Great. You brought up the point about looking for new talent, looking for the next great writer who's coming along. So you guys are out there just like a record label might be, looking for those new talent.
Oh yeah. I mean, if we're not doing that, my department is not doing their job. Oh, okay. We have to be very proactive at identifying the right talent at the right time. In other words, our team can't spend a lot of time with people that woke up today and decided to be a songwriter. You know, you've got to be a little far, you got to be far enough along and carrying some kind of weight for us to really be able to do what we do best. In other words, if you have become, let's say you don't live in a recording center, you live out in the country somewhere,
okay,
and you have become kind of the big fish in your small pond,
okay,
and you decide that and you know you're noticeably the biggest fish in your small pond, and it's time for you to move to a bigger pond to really compete. That's where we help. That's where we help, because we know what to do with real talent that is ready to compete with the best of the best. Because as you know, if anybody knows, you know, when you come to Nashville, you're competing with the best of the best. So you better bring it. You better really bring it.
Best in the world.
The best in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So do you have? Are there classes, or do you guys have seminars, or do you, besides telling us who to meet or people to go see, do you help, like, you know, how a songwriter to be a better songwriter or something like that?
I think we do that sort of one-on-one. We've got 9 of us here that meet with songwriters that mainly are referred, you know.
Okay.
But we take meetings with people who walk in and request, because you never know where the next great one is coming from.
Right.
But generally speaking, if you're at the very beginning, we offer a thing called the Jason Bloom Songwriter Workshop, and it's a monthly. It's been going on for well over 10 years here at BMI. Every month, Jason Bloom, who is a wonderful hit songwriter, has written a lot of hits for a lot of people. In our large conference room, we have 50. You just sign up and it's free.
Oh, that is great, Jody. I didn't know that.
So once a month, Jason Bloom will sit there and listen to your songs, do a seminar. It's all day long. So you walk away with something, with tangible information about your particular song.
And is that on the BMI website?
It should be on the BMI website. I'm not sure under what tab, but it's on there.
Right.
And it's all done in. This is a Nashville office thing that we do, and it has been so successful for us. We touch a lot of writers over the course of the year, and there's a lot of people who repeat and come back. But the thing to remember is there are so many people moving to Nashville, and it just is not. It's only growing year to year. Now Nashville has become truly the music creation capital of the world. I mean, with all genres of music, and so that's why it's become tougher for us over the years to embrace the very beginner songwriter, because we can't really do a lot with the very beginner. They have to sort of on their way.
Yeah, the level of competition has risen.
Right, right.
So the bars are, and you mentioned something about all over the world. So it's not just about country music. Nashville isn't just about country music anymore, really, right?
No, and you know, it really never was. I mean, the records you made on Eddie Rabbitt and a lot of other people that crossed over into AC and pop. I mean, that's always gone on. I mean, back when Eddie Arnold was recording here, you know.
Right.
But now you've got Kesha and Taylor Swift and Kings of Leon and Mumford & Sons live here. I mean, you know, they're all here because they want to live here.
Well, do you think that Nashville should be a first choice for somebody who really thinks that they've got the talent and want to go for it, than LA or New York or other places, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I serve on the Mayor's Music Industry Council, and we've got a wonderful mayor here, Carl Dean, who wants to make sure that we're capitalizing on this asset that the city has. And the committee that I'm on made a video that illustrates why, if you're a young singer-songwriter, why Nashville is the best place for you to move.
Excellent.
And it'll be available in about 30 days on the Music Council's website. So that we can link.
I would love to link that to the Hootenanny site.
Absolutely. We should do all that. But one point that's made in there is that it's if you move to LA or to New York or another city that's a music center with a lot of recording, there's about 6 or 7 degrees of separation between where you are and who you need to meet to get to create an income stream with your songs. Okay. In Nashville, there's about 2 degrees of separation. If your music is right, it's so much easier to do business here.
Yes.
It's so concentrated.
Yeah.
You know, you're 2 people away from meeting the guy you really want to meet. That's all there is to it. And you can't say that about any other recording center in the world.
Because we are, myself included, you know, we are in the business of finding great new talent. That's what we do.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's not like we're turning people away, you know.
Oh, no.
When we meet you and we listen to your music, we want you to be fantastic.
Yeah.
We do. So in other words, if I came to Nashville and I'm a young singer or a writer, and I've kind of, you know, in my local area, people say, well, you know, you really should go for it. You got a chance at it.
Mm-hmm.
If I come to BMI, I could get an appointment. I could meet with somebody, and they would listen to some of my songs, or maybe give me some advice or some ideas.
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, that's the way it goes.
Okay.
It may be a little hard for that person to get in because there's so many people coming, and we try to manage that as best we can. But generally speaking, if you're patient, you can get in here and meet with one of the 8 or 9 of us that do that. And basically, and I know you would agree with me, we hear a lot of music, and we know what the competition level is, and we know what's different this 6 months than the previous 6 months in terms of what songs people are looking for and that type of thing. There's all these subtle changes that happen over time. So if you meet with us or anybody else in your first meeting in Nashville, you have to just be all ears. Listen to what everybody's saying. You know, usually what I tell people, if you're a young singer-songwriter coming to town and you decided to move here, move here and don't really play a lot of music. Don't try to have any big appointments to play your music for 6 months. Go to the clubs, go check it out, go see what the competition level is. Be a sponge. Be a sponge before you don't want to walk in cold, never having hung out and met other people who are better than you are, because they're here. One
of the comments I hear a lot is the young artists that come here are amazed by how much great talent is here also, and they go, wow, I thought I was really good, but everybody here is really good, and you know, and it actually makes you get better. Kind of like sports. If you want to get better, you play with somebody better.
Exactly.
And you try harder, and you get better.
Yeah, I mean, it's either going to do one of 2 things. You're going to get here, and you're going to see the competition level, and it's going to demoralize you, and you're going to leave. Okay.
Which isn't a bad thing.
Which isn't a bad thing.
It's not really your thing. Yeah.
Or it's going to energize you, and then you're going to realize that you can get better, and you're going to get better, and you're going to take the time to get better. And the other thing you're going to realize if you hang out long enough is that these people who you're competing against are your friends. And if you walk in that day with a better song than they have, and they have a contact that you don't have, they're going to put you in the line in front of them, because that's the way our music community works.
That's the way Nashville works.
You know, that's totally unique. We're all for one and one for all.
That's right.
At the end of the day.
Right.
Because it all comes back around. We're all going to run into each other at 6 o'clock, at 12th and Porter, and we're going to share information. And that's the beautiful thing about the creative community here.
Yeah. As my studio partner, Marty Fredrickson, said last night, oh, I just saw Jody an hour ago.
Yeah, he was the thing that we have here.
Oh, that was terrific.
Yeah.
Well, Jody, great. I think you've gone through with most of the stuff that I had here and answered it. I see a lot of there's Taylor Swift awards and plaques everywhere around here. So I'm assuming that you know Taylor then?
Yeah, I got to know her early on in her career when I had my publishing company. I had a publishing company much like David had, and you and your dad had early on, and an independent publishing company. And I had a writer named Liz Rose who wrote for me, who became acquainted with Taylor. And next thing I know, here's Liz Rose bringing this 15-year-old girl into the office for a couple of years just writing songs.
Yeah.
And we got to know her and her folks, and
Did you think she was going to be the biggest thing in the world?
No.
At 15 years old?
No, I did not think she was going to be. Her dad believed it. Her dad believed it. Her mom believed it. She believed it.
Yeah.
But those of us who work with recording artists, all I knew about Taylor Swift was that she was driven.
Yeah.
She was delightful, and she was very talented in her own way. She had a way of writing songs that was her way, and it wasn't necessarily the normal Nashville songwriter way.
Right.
And so when you have somebody like that, that's so different. Sometimes the industry won't let you in. But she just, her timing was right. The collaborations she had with Liz Rose and other songwriters in town, I think helped her find her voice faster. But make no mistake about it, she had the goods. She brought it at that early age and convinced everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jody, thanks.
Yeah. Enjoyed it.
Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Great.
Cool.
Cool. Thanks. Wonderful.
That was fun.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. I'm having the best time I've ever had.